Echo viral at this point, and it is coming from the minority caucus. Make sure Edum Kuma Omo Ewom Rashi Bejefie, that is the NPP. Now, Omuchemu say, Omudi to former Ehu say, plane be ababesi Ghana Hanum say, plane no to them no, Chase Omuchemu say, and shed na. Omo monitor plane ye pa. There is something fishy. A year plane arrival to Ghana. Na a sign ne chiko ya omontiase, and so they've been calls on the national security to take immediate action. Yeah, kasei die ayen sembebre. No mo chemu say it's concerning a bit of cocaine and US dollars being in sem no aye bebre. Now nana wa ha say nana obetimi aboyemu. What is the minority saying about this plane? Where is the plane coming from? Like eden ekoso.
Okay, so the minority is saying, sir, there's been some suspicious activities at Air Koso. And on more part, said there's a particular flight at a bar, a BC Kotoka, some in and out movements. And this in and out movements, the suspects say a drag to and flow.
Okay.
Now, NIPA only did this sponsor almost this animal we bar, which is led by the minority leader, Afenyo Markins. Okay. And let's just say earlier today you were saying, say, Kamia say the NPP now they are getting their game on. As I said, so the NPP is really embracing this whole minority thing, just like how NDC did it when they were incumbent. As I say, now Yenko Tin Sama a minority for Omoka there is an explanation. Now let me give you a plot twist for you to sit down. So you can wait and know where this is heading. Last week, you know, updates I'm catch us say, okay, I think it's with your colleague. Say cocaine be, actually cocaine be not if you Western region and Central region, eba a year wager. Okay, as a cocaine, no, the worth of it $30 million.
Okay,
we are learning it has something to do with this. Now, you share this particular video of what the minority is saying. Better also.
On the matter of air med flights and Cargo Air private jets transporting suspected cocaine and cash. Ladies and gentlemen, on another security matter related to our airspace, the minority caucus calls on national security to, as a matter of urgency, make public the content of cargo suspected to be cocaine and cash transported into the country by two suspicious flights, namely Air Med flights NH23AM and Cargo Air private jets Antonov and 12B, which landed on the tarmac of Kotoka International Airport in March 2025 from Gran Canaria, an island of Spain, and departed to the same Gran Canaria days after their arrival. Reliable intelligence intercepted by the minority caucus indicates that on March 20th, 2025, Air Med flights NH23AM, which is an air ambulance, and I must stress, it's an air ambulance designed specifically to carry patients, landed at Kotoka International Airport in Accra, Ghana, and remained in the country for 5 days before departing 1 a.m. on March 25th, 2025, back to Gran Canaria. Our intelligence further persists that no patient was transported by the said Air Med flights, neither to nor from Accra. There is no evidence of medical referral or patients accompanying or on board the flights on either legs of the flight. We are reliably informed that contrary to the expectation that the Air Med flight would carry patients, the purpose for which it was designed and operates, it rather on this occasion carried suspicious cargo suspected to be cocaine and cash in various United States dollars denominations. In a related development, a private jet, Cargo Air Antonov and 12B, also landed at Kotoka International Airport on March 12, 2025, from the same island of Spain, Gran Canaria, and remained in the country for 13 days and departed at 6:40 hours, that is 6:40 a.m., on March 25th, 2025, to Gran Canaria. The very day Air Med flight also departed to Gran Canaria. While it is intriguing that the two suspicious flights would depart to the same location on the same day. Even more intriguing is the cargo suspiciously transported by these aircrafts to and from Gran Canaria, an island known for its notoriety in drug trafficking, money laundering, among others. We call on national security to make full disclosure of the content of the cargo carried by these two aircraft into the country, as well as the cargo carried out of the country by the same aircrafts to Gran Canaria, consistent with the principle of transparency.
Now, can you explain much in details to us?
Okay, so on this answer we buy so these suspicious flights, they are very alarming and concerning. And Chebia and a year Joint News and other media organizations start saying so we need to fact check this. Check this. Or fact checking there was something. Now you could see this particular one, so because it is very concerning, and at the end of the day, said these concerns are so legitimate. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will order immediate investigations into this. But then you can show the video involved and what is really happening.
Giving updates on those flights, and joining me in studio is Kweku Asante to give us more on this. Joining us has been making his checks, and Kweku, what have we been finding? So
we have been confirming a couple of the details that the minority have been putting out, and just the basics. The flight name is Ahmed N823AM. That is the flight registration numbers. It is ordinarily like an air ambulance of sorts that uses to transport passengers around the world. And it did arrive in the country, just like the minority did say, on the 20th of March, 2025. That is just last month.
Right.
And then it was in the country for 5 days, between 20th and the 25th of March, 2025. And we're getting all these details from Flight Radar, which is publicly available data source in terms of what we are able to get. If you check the next slide, in terms of what we're able to get, you see that on the 19th of March, a day prior to the flight landing in Accra, it was in Santa Maria.
Right.
And then it flew from there to Gran Canaria Islands, all of that in Spain. And then from Gran Canaria Islands, it flew to Accra on the 20th of March. And then it stayed in Accra between 20th of March to 25th of March. It stayed in Accra. It was docked at the airport. We don't know if it had to take a patient somewhere or anything. We don't have those information yet. And then officially flew from Accra on the 25th of March back to Gran Canaria. And then on the same day when it landed in Gran Canaria, it then moved to Santa Maria. And then if you do the checks, you will realize that it has subsequently moved to the United Kingdom and all that in terms of some of the data that we have been able to get. And so that is the itinerary in terms of this flight and its movement. It stayed in Ghana, like the minority said again, power confirmation from Flight Radar and the confirmation of the work he's been doing. It did stay in the country for 5 days. 5 days he was in Ghana, no information yet, and that is what the investigation will expose ultimately when we get there. He stayed in Ghana for 5 days. And so this is the movement. This is the Gran Canaria Island in Spain. It moved from there to Accra here and stayed for 5 days. That has been confirmed. You can check the movement. You can check the registration number. N823AM did move from Gran Canaria Island. It's just a small island on the coast of Spain. Moved from there to the Kotoka International Airport here in Accra and stayed for 5 days before ultimately flying out of the country back to Gran Canaria and then to Santa Maria. Right. The minority have been making these allegations, and John Dramani Mahama has been speaking about it on his official Facebook page. He's asking for investigations to be conducted. John Mahama says he has instructed NACOC, the National Security Coordinator, the police, CID, and allied investigative bodies to go into this matter and report to him. But the sticking point is that John Mahama is asking the Member of Parliament to collaborate with these investigative bodies